Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, the truck is behind us. We will be backing this up shortly and pulling it into the third bay. You guys might be wondering what are we working on today. Well, today we'll be working on this big box behind me. With it being a Curt label, there's obviously nothing to hide here. What we have is a new, I believe it's a Class 5 towing hitch from Curt Manufacturing. So as you guys know, we did do a bumper swap on this truck. I'll have a video to that link up above. It's a 2014 plus. Well, I guess 2014 to 2019 or 2020, something like that, of the Chevy 1500 Silverado. GMC's also got that same bumper, a little bit different, but ours was a work truck bumper, so it didn't have any of the backup sensors or anything like that in it. And another reason is because I have actually seen a lot of GMT 800s have a bunch of rust on the bumper and the hitch. And my truck is actually no exception to that list. I already had the rusty bumper, we've taken care of that. Now we've got the new hitch to replace that with, and we're actually doing another modification, which will be in this latter half of this video, of actually incorporating the 2014 bumper with this hitch. There's a little trick that I want to show you guys. So it does have a 2-inch receiver on here. I'm assuming the bolts and hardware in there, and kind of like I said, we'll have a few spots to touch up, maybe with some paint, and yeah, so this should bolt on with 6 bolts, so 3 there, 3 on the driver's side. Put that up, we should be good to go. All right guys, you will already see that we got the passenger side loose. And basically all I did was take out the 21 and 22 millimeter hardware. The 21 millimeter hardware is going to be these bolts closest toward the cab, so toward the front of the truck. There's 2 here, one there, and then over here you guys can kind of see that is where we had our 22 millimeter bolt. And this is actually an aftermarket bolt with a spacer. That was so that we could install the 2014 plus bumper. So that is going to be a little bit of different application than what you guys will see on a stock truck. But with my 2014 bumper, like I said, 22 millimeter bolt and the spacer that we made a long time ago. So if you guys have watched our previous video, you'll know about that. So same thing over here on the passenger side, that 22 millimeter bolt like we were showing you. Then the 21s in the back. Then the last thing we had to do was disconnect our pigtail for the trailer harness. And honestly, there's just a little clip right here that pulled right out, and we're going to be using this later. Alright guys, here's a comparison of the factory hitch to our Curt hitch. As you guys saw, I mean, that took me 10 minutes to get that one down at 6 bolts. This one might be a little bit heavier, a little bit harder to put in, so we'll get that in next. But kind of like I was saying, there's these 2 bolts down here by the, basically where the license plate is. That has no integration into the 2014 rear bumper. So that could be a potential place for weakness. I'm just not sure. People did raise some concerns in the comment section. I've never seen a problem with it. Then again, I haven't really been towing anything super heavy with the truck. So the only thing that will be different on my install versus someone with a stock bumper is basically going to be the front holes. As you guys saw earlier in the video, I had some 22 millimeter hardware. I'm not sure what the factory is. I think the factory might be a 19. Because I think I remember seeing a 19 millimeter or 3/4 and a 21 millimeter. Something like that. So I think 19 and 21. Mine's 21 and 22, so there is slight differences there. And kind of like I said, we might have a spacer issue because as you guys know, we had to put a spacer in. I may have to cut that down if this flange is wider than the flange on that. I just don't know. So all right guys, you will see we have our hitch receiver as well as our 2-inch ball installed. How we got here was actually we used the hardware that I'd previously used on the 2014 bumper swap, so that stuff all worked pretty well. Then we got the little bracket and carriage bolt, so that's a 1/2-inch carriage bolt. And then up here by the exhaust, we actually have the long carriage bolt and nut and bracket. So that bracket is actually on the inside of the frame. That's gonna be the long one. That goes up front. The middle one is the shorter one. It goes sideways, so that goes sideways on the frame. And this one was just our 14 bumper setup. So OEM bracket and bolt, and then these are the bolts you use from the kit from Curt. So these bolts go down to 110 foot-pounds, and the OEM bolt torques down to 126 foot-pounds. Then on the back here, you'll notice that I have 2 silver marks. I have one here, and I have one here. So what I ended up doing was I got the hitch assembly bolted up to the truck. We let it hang down loose, and then I needed to know how to center the hitch, because you don't want it, you know, cocked. You don't want it one way or the other. So what I did was I actually slid it all the way left, slid it all the way to the right, and we got kind of our perimeter marks. So, you know, this is all the way left, this is all the way right. I centered it between these 2 marks, and that's pretty much gonna be it. You know, we just used a piece of tape and a silver Sharpie. You know, overall, that is our new Curt XD extra heavy duty hitch install. Now, you guys will see a bunch of wires hanging down. I actually have a adapter bracket coming for that. We're gonna integrate it into the 2014 bumper. Then you guys will see this black wire. If you guys remember, a super long time ago, I installed a backup camera. Actually, it's right there. You guys see that little backup camera in the spoiler? That is actually the ground for that backup camera. All right, guys, like I said earlier, we were waiting on a part from Amazon, and that has come in. This is a Hopkins 7-blade and 4 flat blade towing plug, and as you guys can see, this will fit 4 GM Ram. If you look on the back, it does say Silverado 3500 from 99 to 2020. So we are golden on the connection. Now, like I also said earlier, we're going to update the 2014 bumper a little bit, and what we're going to do is, we already took that plastic plug out. What we're going to do is we're going to replace that with this. And so what should happen is I should be able to take the GM plug from my 2005, plug it into this, and then slide this into the slot on the 2014 bumper. So no adapters, no wire harnesses hanging loose, nothing like that. So this Hopkins kit does actually come with a bracket that you guys could bolt to the bumper, but like I said, we're not going to be using any of that. We're just going to be using this plastic piece, and we're going to stick it in like that. I just got to make sure the wiring will plug in correctly. So like I thought, the 2005 wiring did plug in right in. There was no adapter, no nothing. It simply plugged in. There was a push pin right here, and yeah, we should be good to go. Now, the only thing we have to make sure that the round part is to the top. We'll feed this through the bumper. We'll have to get all this stuff through the bumper, and then basically these metal clips should line up with the sheet metal on the bumper behind it. So we've gotten the wire harness fed through. Basically all we're trying to do now is line up the bracket with the bumper, and we are 100% plugged in. So there you go. We've got our 7-pin on top, we've got our 4-pin on the bottom, and we are 100% done with this bumper upgrade wiring project. And yes, I do have that ground cable I still need to wire. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be a wrap on the aftermarket hitch install, the hitch from Curt, then the little wiring update with that piece from Hopkins. So pretty cool. We got rid of a rusty hitch. We got rid of some wiring hanging down below the truck that's actually fully integrated into the 2014 bumper. So kind of 2 birds with 1 stone on this project, cleaning up some wiring, getting rid of a rusty hitch. And so yeah, we should be set on towing anything heavy. I believe that hitch is rated up to 16,000 pounds. I think the truck's good for 10,000, maybe 11,000, something like that. So we've got a hitch for heavier than the truck can pull, but that's fine. So other than that, this install was pretty simple. Kind of like I said earlier, with centering the hitch, that was kind of the biggest pain, was just kind of figuring out where to put it. Piece of tape, mark the 2 outsides, got it in the middle, and that should be all you need. And then the wiring was pretty simple. Taking out that plastic plug, taking out the adapter from the 2005, putting on that Hopkins adapter, shoving everything together, and we're good to go. And so yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more truck content, hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications. And if you guys want to help support the channel, I will actually have a link to the hitch and the Hopkins plug. I did get those both on Amazon. I'll have those links down below. And make sure you check out our website, BonecrrusherSS.com. We do have some new Duramax content out there for you guys. So thanks, guys. Have a great one.